Minabai Sebofa, the Chief of Protocol at Shield Field Protocol Consultants, is an experienced protocol and executive protection professional based in Abuja, Nigeria. He is a certified management consultant, a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants of Nigeria, and a member of the Association of Certified Protocol Practitioners in Nigeria. He specializes in helping businesses, executives, and organizations improve their protocol standards, enhance professionalism, and ensure the safety and security of high-profile individuals. His experience spans business and diplomatic protocol, church protocol, executive protection, and corporate event management. His mission is to empower 5,000 protocol professionals by 2030, enabling them to excel in their roles and contribute positively to their organizations. Minabai believes protocol isn't just about following rules, it's about creating a system of respect, trust, and professionalism that drives business success. Through his flagship mentorship program, the Virtual Protocol Mentorship Session, he successfully trained and mentored over 100 professionals from different countries, including Nigeria, Ghana, Benin Republic, Kenya, Uganda, Argentina, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, Liberia, Senegal, and the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Minabai Sebofa.
Thank you so much, and to the organizers and to everyone seated here across the world. Ricky, you will help me with the presentation. It's good to see us once again. Ladona Marias, thank you so much. Dr. Elizabeth and Dr. Nicolette Rosso, and everyone, Patricia, Philippa, Catherine, everyone, thank you so much. And to my mentor, Mr. Julius Senayo, he has played a very, very vital role in my being here today. So I want to appreciate him for the work he has done and for his presentations as well. I'll be speaking on digital protocol as a soft power tool, building global influence in a digital age. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. Just put it up quickly, okay? So I'll be looking at concepts like digital protocol, soft power in a digital age, best practices, and key takeaways. Let's go straight into the presentation. So the first statement I want to make here today is that your online presence is now your new diplomatic passport. 40, 50 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to say this. 40, 50 years ago, I needed to come to Budapest, Hungary to see Dr. Nicoletta. I needed to come to United States to see Ladona Myers. I needed to come to the Caribbean to see Philippa Diane. But today, my digital presence is now my new diplomatic passport. Let's go ahead. How we show up online carries as much weight as we show up in person. Just the same way the traditional passport grants us access across borders and speaks on behalf of us, it is the same way that the online presence, our online presence, gives us access, speaks on our behalf, talks about our identity, and gives us credibility and legitimacy. Next. So it is with the digital presence and our online presence. Ricky, are you there with me? Ricky, are you with me? Okay. So likewise, our online presence. And when we talk about our online presence, we are talking about your emails, your Zoom etiquette, your social media, how you respond to messages. Because in our world today, many people see us. We even meet people before they meet us. And so, what do we say it is? First of all, it is not about being online. Digital protocol is not about being online. It's about being intentional in the online space. And when we talk about being intentional in the online space, we are asking ourselves the question, why do I want to be online? Why am I online? What is the essence? And if we're able to answer the question why, then the activities, our interactions, and the things we do online will tell us, will shape the narrative of what we want to put online. So what then? Digital protocol. Digital protocol. It is the behavior, the order, the etiquette, and the culture we bring into our emails I mentioned earlier, our Zoom meetings, our social media interactions, our online conferences. We are in a global online conference right now. This is part of the places where digital protocol is expected from professionals and for individuals attending. So the behavior that we posture, we bring in our emails, in our Zoom meetings, in our engagements, and every other digital interactions that we carry out, that is what is called, or that's what we can explain as the digital protocol. The same way we have physical protocol, the same way we have structures in physical protocol, it is the same way that digital protocol gives us structure and clarity, of course, for virtual influence. Next, please. Soft power in the digital age. This week, we learned of the passing of Professor Nye, Joseph Nye, the father of soft power. And he played a very significant role in professionals understanding soft power, hard power, and the paraphernalia that comes with international relations and diplomacy. May he so rest in peace. And we can't talk about soft power today without talking about him. However, yesterday's presentation, Dr. Elizabeth talked about something, how these things have been in existence before now, that we've been engaged in it. But somehow it grew from age to age, from time to time, and it metamorphosed into something else that we see today. All right. So as the ages and time passes by, we have seen the application of soft power at different points in time. And so this age and time talks about digitalization. And if we're talking about soft power in the digital age, we are talking about how digital platforms and digital technologies aid in the use of soft power. And we're saying it's power without influence. It's power, it's influence without force, I beg your pardon, and it's diplomacy without demands. And digital protocol, we say it is one of those strongest vehicles today that we convey soft power. Why do we say this? Our emails travel faster than our envoys. Our tweets can reach more people than our speeches. A simple video online and a simple gesture can build or break credibility across borders. And that's why you see today when heads of states, governments, representatives make certain statements that are somewhat inflammatory, they quickly retract. They quickly take it back. Why? It is giving an image that they don't want people to see, or they don't want people to know, or that does not represent what it means to be on the digital space. And so because our emails travel faster, our tweets, our comments, our interaction, how then do we come on these platforms and be intentional about the things we do? And because digital platforms are a key driver for soft power in this age and time with the proliferation of digital technologies, we have to be very conscious about it. And that's why there's need for protocol in the digital space. And so we're saying soft power in the digital age, creates a lot of, opportunities for us to showcase ourselves in the best way possible as it is in the physical. Let's go to the next slide. While I was doing this research for this presentation, I came across some information from Skilla International University on one of their articles titled "The Rise of Digital Diplomacy, Social Media's Impact on International Relations." And one of the things they said is this: diplomacy, once confined to closed-doors meetings and official statements, has now expanded its reach through platforms like X, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We can't take away that. We are in the age of digital technology, and nations, government leaders have pivoted from traditional media to the social media and to digital technologies. And it looks like almost everybody is on it. But when you're on it, you ask yourself why. I mentioned that at the beginning. It's about being intentional. Why are you in the online space? What leaders, diplomats, governments utilize social media tools? And I can bet virtually every one of us on this platform is making use of digital platforms. Facebook, X, call them. They utilize these tools to share and engage with global audiences, perspective, and conduct public diplomacy. And these are the things that soft power does. We use these tools to showcase our culture, to showcase our religion, to persuade, to show our perspective. Let's go to the next slide. One of the things I said again concerning this. Yes, hit it up. Yes, quickly. All right. So, social media serves as a potential tool for projecting soft power, enabling nations to showcase their culture, which is the role soft power plays. All right. Before now, you had to come to my nation for me to showcase my culture to you, for me to showcase my values to you, for me to showcase my ideals to you. Today, the digital platforms we have showcases that right at the front of your fingertip, your phones, and now your digital passports to everywhere you want to go. All right, through well-crafted online campaigns, countries can enhance their international image and influence. So one of the things that this statement made me realize is this. While we talk about soft power, it made me realize soft power is not just about nations. Soft power is not just about governments. Soft power is not about the diplomats. Soft power is not about the royalties. Soft power is about us. Soft power is about individuals. And I can bet you and I have been engaged in soft power activities at one point or the other in our lives. So we might not necessarily be sitting on board of directors, on diplomatic channels and all the rest of them. Have you been engaged in persuading someone to see your views? You've been engaged in soft power. Have you been at one point in time, trying to tell someone, please see this perspective? You've been engaged in soft power. Have you been negotiating to the point where you don't coerce the person, but you say, okay, let's come to the table and look at this carefully? That is soft power. Have you been trying to tell your kids at home, hey, no, that is soft power. You are influencing. You are bringing values. You are bringing ideals. That is soft power. Right now, the digital age has made it that all of these activities have gone online. And so if we want to build global influence, we don't build global influence within our locality. The democratization of the technological space has made it such that I can stay in Budapest, I can stay in Nigeria and build global influence. And as much as I am being guided by digital protocol. All right, so digital protocol, soft power, it's not just about governments, it's about individuals. It's about professionals as ourselves. How do we make use of social media platforms? How do we bring about global influence? How do we bring about the values that we have and showcase to the world? I would want to say at this point, at the introduction, it was mentioned, I've trained political professionals in a very humble way, very humble way. That couldn't have happened. That couldn't have happened through the virtual protocol mentorship session that I organized. That couldn't have happened without an understanding of the virtual space, without being intentional, without doing the things that I did that had to influence people to say, okay, they want to listen to me on the things I have to say about protocol. Let's go to the next slide. So it's very important in the digital protocol space. In the digital protocol space, it's very important when we want to talk about using that as a means for influence. So what are some of the best practices? It's quite a lot, so I had to bring just a few. So some of the best practices in digital protocol, virtual meeting etiquette, of course. These are things we are familiar with, but then it's good that we continue to say them. Join early, use name tags. During one of my sessions in the virtual protocol mentorship session, we mentioned about these, where when you join virtual meetings, you will see names like iPhone 13. You will see names like Samsung 204. You will see names like Yesterday is Gone, and those kind of funny names. Now, those names don't show professionalism, and it doesn't show best practice, and that is not the way to influence in the global stage, and that's not a best practice in digital protocol. So use appropriate name tags, meet respectfully, dress the part, even online, all right? So that you're online doesn't mean that you wouldn't dress the part. I'm dressed fully kitted, all right? The next one is a digital flag and anthem. So the same way we revere the national anthem in the physical spaces of our events, and the same way our flags are very important in physical spaces, as the same way they are in the digital space. So the digital space is not different from the physical space. In fact, we'll say what you show online, what you show me online is what you are. The handshake we're talking about today, we meet it online before we even meet physically. So if you're not careful with the flags, if you're not careful with anthem use on the digital space, then you may end up offending the sensibilities of those who are part of that program, who are attending the program as well. We'll take these protocols very serious on the digital space. So be careful with backgrounds, visuals, anthems during online events, and flag placement. It's important. They are not just decorations, they are diplomatic symbols. Email clarity, use clear subject lines, timely replies, respect sign off, and knowing when to use the CC and BCC. Very interesting. For those of us who send mails a lot, it's important for us to know that. Social media intelligence. This age and time, it's a time where once you have access to data, internet service, people go on rampage and say the things they want to say. But for professionals, is that the best to go about it? And that's why social media intelligence comes in. So be firm, be factual and friendly, avoid online arguments. One of the things I said there is protocol is not noise, all right? It's not about the loudest. It's about engaging tactfully, diplomatically, and with wisdom. Let's go to the next point. Quickly. So what do we need to start doing? What do we need to start doing if we want to build global influence in the digital age? Remember, I said the digital protocol and soft power for global influence is not just about organizations, countries, but it's about the individuals and as professionals. So one of the things we need to start doing is to audit our organization's online presence. And one of the things we do in that auditing is how are our staff representing us virtually? You might say we have a very good online presence. Great, fantastic. But what about the staff of the organization? Do they represent the values? Do they represent the yearning and aspirations of your nation, of your organization, of the things you carry? Do they carry it? Do they? That's the question we need to start asking. And of course, while we are doing the audit of our online presence, if your online presence as an organization is not solid, it's not sound, does not present, does not appeal, does not persuade, then we need to start tweaking and arranging that in line with how our staff are also online. So one other thing we need to start doing again is teach digital security consciousness. For God's sake, this is the digital world. And the digital world is not free from cyber attacks. It's not free from cyber criminals. And as someone who is also an executive protection professional, I used to tell my teams when I train them and some other person that I'm a double agent. The reason I'm a double agent is because I'm armed with skills in protocol. I'm not just armed with skills with protocol, I'm armed with skills in executive protection. And executive protection has gone beyond the physical protection of executives or C-suite executives of the big names of principals and the rest of them. It has gone digital. Now there is what is called the digital executive protection. So we want to teach our teams digital security. So if we want to be protocol inclined in the digital space, we also have to understand that there are cybersecurity threats going on for our organization and for us as individuals and professionals. So we have to know when a phishing mail is there, when this is a scam, when this is a deep fake. You know, Latin Mass mentioned something about AI yesterday, and there were some palpable fears about those who want to use AI, those who want to use AI, and how do you know what is real and what is not real? Digital security consciousness is the key to understanding and unearthing some of these issues as we teach digital security, because protocol without security is you being vulnerable. I can't tell you to be digitally protocolly inclined and then I don't teach you this. So one of the other thing we need to start doing again is to create a digital code for conduct. The digital code for conduct is the protocol of what is expected for us as professionals and individuals in an organization, in our country, of what we do online. So we want to be intentional about being online. And so that code will help us, just like you would have for physical spaces. That's the same way we need to get the code for that. All right. So train protocol teams for digital assignment. As an executive protection professional, one of the things I'll start doing is learning open source intelligence. Open source intelligence is called OSINT. Open source intelligence. It's a way of fishing out information from all open sources. Open source, all open sources. So while we are talking about digital protocol, we also want to be security conscious and know what someone is saying about our organizations. I know what someone is saying about our principal. I know what someone is saying about you. Is someone impersonating you? All right. It's good for us to have protocol on the digital space, but these, factors are also important to put in place. So train protocol teams for digital assignments. There should be a protocol team, a protocol unit so dedicated for tracking what is being said about you, what is being said about your organization, what is being said about, anything about you. Because at the end of the day, we want to give the right impression, and that's what soft power is. And so while we are doing that physically on the digital space as well, we want to still influence. We want to still attract. We want to still maintain cordial relationships and keep the best. All right. Next. What are the key takeaways for this session today? Digital protocol is leadership in the virtual space. Treat it with much seriousness as physical events. Some persons will say, my online platform, my online is different from me. No. The same way you show leadership in the physical is the same way you show leadership in the digital. Treat it with as much seriousness as physical events. Soft power works best when it's supported by consistent protocol practice, both online and offline. So you can't tell me you are something online and be different offline. It is not the path of soft power. So if I'm attracting you, persuading you meaningfully, not coercing you online, it should be the same. And that's the consistency of soft power. Your online behavior is your professional identity. It must be structured, respectful, and strategic. All right. So quite a lot to talk about that. Train your people. It's not enough to look global. We must also act global, even on screen. All right. Next. As a round off, okay, let's remember, protocol is not just rules. Protocol is not just rules. And if we want to showcase the best values, the best attitudes, the best culture, the best of the best about us to influence on the global stage, it starts with reputation. And one of the speakers said something yesterday that respect is everything about protocol. When you meet a protocol officer, the protocol officer should be that bridge builder. One of the speakers also mentioned that we are in need of bridge builders. You are a bridge builder. The circumstances that happen when a protocol officer or protocol professional meets a visiting guest, that seconds that happen creates a reputation. And that's why we say in protocol, You will never have the second chance to make a second impression. You have the first and the last impression. You don't make a second impression. So the first impression it's important, and that's what built the reputation in the mind of the visiting guest or whoever you are meeting. So protocol is not just about rules, it's about reputation. Maya Angelou said something very, very profound in the protocol, and I used to share it every time. People will forget how I used to mix that statement every time when I say it. But I know at the end of the day, it says people will not forget how you made them feel. How you make people feel is very important. Very, very important. And in this digital age, where I don't have to be in the United States to meet LaDonna, I don't have to be in the UK to meet Honorable Patricia. I don't have to be in the Caribbean to meet Philippa Diane. I don't have to be somewhere else to meet Dr. Elizabeth. That reputation begins even before we shake hands physically. So the handshake begins on the digital space. And because it is our new diplomatic passport, we have to be conscious about it. And this is one of the ways that as protocol professionals, we can use digital protocol as a means of influencing globally from whatever aspect we want to influence. Digital protocol is that part. Okay, LaDonna Maya said, yes, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Your online reputation, your online presence is your new diplomatic passport. How are you making use of it? Start doing an audit of your online presence, and that is the way, one of the ways to start building global influence. Thank you so much, LaDonna Myers. Thank you so much, Patricia, and thank you so much, Dr. Nicoletta Husser. And thank you, everyone. God bless you.